had the great idea to film outside because I thought it was going to be sunny all week, and somehow I managed to choose the one day of the week that it's not sunny to film outside, but we're rolling with it. Hi everyone, my name is Ruth, and if you don't know me, I'm the youth worker at St James's Church in Denton Home. I'm really excited that I've been asked to be here with Network Youth Church and Hebron Church to talk a little bit about hope. I was watching some of the hope videos that are already on the channel, go watch them, they're great. And I was thinking about, for me, what makes me feel hopeful when I don't feel that hopeful, or I feel a little bit hopeless. Okay. Awkward when people are walking around. Did you know that it takes over 10,000 hours to become a master or an expert in anything? So if you think about your favourite footballer or your favourite guitar player, they've practiced for over 10,000 hours in order to get to where they are. So Lionel Messi has played piano. Maybe he plays piano, I don't think he plays piano. So if you think about Lionel Messi has kicked a ball around for 10,000 hours in his entire life. And if you think about that, that's over 400 days in a row without taking a break to sleep or go to the toilet, which is insane. That's a long time. And people who do that obviously have such a dedication to what they're doing. And I think that's awesome. And it brings me hope that these people are willing to dedicate so much of their life to becoming good at one thing. I think that's really cool. Lately, I've also been listening to a lot of music when I've been feeling a little bit hopeless. It sounds like I'm going to talk about Hamilton. I'm not going to talk about Hamilton, but I've been obsessed with Bruce Springsteen. So in case you don't know, I'm sure you know, Bruce Springsteen is an American singer, songwriter, guitar player, awesome person who sings songs like Born to Run and Born in the USA. He likes songs about being born, which is good because we are all born. And he's clearly been playing guitar and writing songs for over 10,000 hours in his life. He actually bought his first guitar when he was 13 after watching the Beatles on TV, which is a pretty good story. He didn't have like a straight route to success though. He didn't do very well in school. He was actually called the loner with the guitar by his teachers, which I don't know if that's a good name or not. Maybe, I'm not sure. And he tried to join the army to fight in the Vietnam War, but he failed the physical exam. He began to pursue music and joined a bunch of different bands, and none of them really worked out until he was signed to a record company and he released his first album, which was called Greetings from Asbury Park, NJ. He was a bit of a perfectionist, right? Like, he really dedicated those 10,000 hours and he really worked hard at what he did. There's stories about when he was writing his second album, Born to Run, my favourite album, go listen to it, it's brilliant. He didn't like the first draft and he threw it out the alley. He didn't like the second draft and he threw it out of his hotel bedroom window. And he didn't like the third draft and he threw it into a river. So things take time and things need tweaking, and he worked hard and completed the album that we call Born to Rule, which is Born to Rule. That's a Horrible History song.
You said it twice.
Did I? Oh, he had that dedication to work hard and make sure that what he was putting out into the world was perfect. And that kind of dedication gives me hope for the future. I think that people who care that much are the ones who make a difference in the world, and I think that that is awesome. While I'm on the subject of Bruce Springsteen, or by his nickname, The Boss, I like that nickname. Apparently he got it because he was really good at Monopoly, so maybe you all should start calling me The Boss because I'm really good at Monopoly. He wrote songs about hope, and there's one song in particular that is so full of hope, and it's called Badlands. I'm a massive music geek, so I'm going to save you like the technical reasons why this song is so good, but I just wanted to share a little bit about it, so I'm going to set the scene. Ooh. So Bruce Springsteen suffered with depression, and he would often write quite depressing songs, and then he would go back and review them and make them better and turn them more into songs of hope, songs that would uplift people rather than songs that were depressing. And he did that with a few of his famous songs. And with this one, Badlands, he wrote this bridge in it. The bridge is the bit that I want to talk about. So here it is. So I realised you can't hear the music that I was listening to there, but I want to read you the lyrics. The lyrics go, for the ones that have a notion deep inside, that it ain't no sin to be glad you're alive. I want to find one face that ain't looking through me. I want to find one place, I want to spit in the face of those badlands. You've got to live it every day. Let the broken heart stand as the price you've got to pay. Keep moving till it's understood and these badlands start treating us good. Ooh, it's so good, I love it. But that first line that it started off, for the ones who have a notion deep inside, that it ain't no sin to be glad you're alive. That is just the most joyful line I think I've ever heard in a song. And I think that joy and I think that hope are quite similar. I think that when you're joyful, you have hope, and when you're hopeful, you have joy. And I think that's awesome. Joy is such a powerful emotion, and there's a line in the Bible that goes, the joy of the Lord is our strength, and that's awesome. If you think about that, God has joy in every single one of us. He has joy in me, he has joy in you, and you know, I'm pretty sure that God has a notion deep inside that it ain't no sin to be glad you're alive. Surely this is the biggest place that we can find hope. So there's hope in watching people work hard at what they love to do, like that's hopeful, and there's hope in listening to music, and there's a lot of hope when you're listening to Bruce Springsteen, but the biggest place of hope for us is through God and through the fact that God loves us and sent his only son to die for us and has joy in us. That's pretty cool. We know that God is on our side and he's rooting for us, and for me these things all come together and create a life and a world that we can put our hope into. And that's awesome, don't you think? So after all these videos, people are asking what brings you hope, and that question still stands. I want to know what makes you feel hopeful, but I also want to know, is there any lines in any particular songs that make you feel hopeful? Is there one and you're like, that line, I could like tattoo that on me and read it every day, like that's the line that I love? Let me know, and go and listen to some Bruce Springsteen, because I promise you it'll change your life. Thank you for tuning in to the Carlisle Network Youth Church, I think it's called. I don't know, Christian, don't be mad if I get the wrong one.
Say that with some more confidence.
Well, I think that's the name of the channel. It's a great channel, you should check it out. Carlisle Network Youth Church channel, and we'll see you next week for someone else talking about hope. Thank you for watching.